Good evening. This is Evening Sky. I'm your host, Sky. So I got some technical difficulties here with my tie. All right. Um, let's get right into it. Katt Williams. Katt Williams, one of my favorite personalities in the game. Intrepid, strong, resilient, defiant, and cool and funny at the same time. He sat down with Big Boy for a very quiet talk. They were literally sounding like they were whispering. It was a cool thing though. It wasn't like a dig at them, for whispering. It just seemed like they were like cool enough to be around each other and just talk man to man, gentleman to gentleman. Um, it seemed like it had an air of camaraderie, comradeship, friendship, years of knowing each other, years of excelling, from going from nothing to something. I mean, it's very extraordinary, very extraordinary. So I don't know why my tie is being like this. Sir Rick James, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. We doing it live. No Diddy, the black man who puts the black cap on the side and fellowship with his fellow chicken eaters of the world. It's Skylar Saunder. Salute, Rick James. Big boy on the Ozempic. I don't know. I think it was before Ozempic. This is way before Ozempic. He had surgery done, I think. Like in, like, I think like a decade ago. Something like that. It was like over a decade ago. Yeah, it was way before Ozempic was even on the market, I think. But thanks for the observation anyway, Bumble. I appreciate it. But no, they were great. Katt just came out swinging, saying, people were coming from he was in the parking lot. He knew the drivers. He knew the people that were the bus, the bus drivers and everything like that. And salute to Bubba. It's Bumba. Did you watch Angry Hamster halftime last night? Angry Hamster. I did watch it. I'll get to that shortly. I'm not going to talk about that in length. But I wanted to talk about Katt Williams with Big Boy. Is a sit down interview. I think in his house. I think it was in his house actually. But it was a very, very enlightening situation. He said that he didn't get invited to the parties, but he was in the parking lot and he saw, what he explained, what I understand, were broken men with shoes untied. I don't know why their shoes were untied, and he didn't know why they were untied either. Their heads were bowed. Some of them had teary eyes. They went to their cars and stood up while driving. Now, you can only understand what that means. I'm not even going to get into the details, but I think you can use your imagination to understand why somebody would be standing up and driving at the same time. I didn't watch The Bunny. I watched the Kid Rock Great Show. Proud of my oroid to be in American again. My name is Kid. Can 3 people add subscribe so I can go live? You have to send me $50 and I'll subscribe to you. I'm all about that Skrilla. It's all about the dollar sign for me. But anyway, Katt Williams was great. He's always great. He's been great ever since his first start. I think in the late '90s, early 2000s. I think something like that, or mid 2000s. I was listening to one of his recordings from 2007, and it's hilarious still. It's almost prescient still. It still holds weight. It still has meaning and power to it. So I suggest you go back and listen to his previous recordings as well. But today, this is all about the interview today. Big Boy asked pretty good questions. It's not like Club Shay Shay was a bombshell. Shannon Sharp he was in a different zone. He was in a different era because Like Big Boy. Big Boy's an excellent interviewer as well. He lets the interviewees speak and lets them get their thoughts together and allow them to express themselves without being cut off every 5 seconds. It's gonna cost you 40. Why'd you say 40? I said 50. And that's Philadelphia Vid. Philadelphia Vid. Okay. So anyway, I got 3 people in here with 3 likes. One of my Rick James. 3 people, 3 likes. I am something. He'll say it in a few seconds. But yeah. So Katt Williams, he really did a deep dive. Big boy. Pause. No home. Well, big boy. Yeah. I'm not mad. That's right. I'm not mad. He asked him various questions about his rise and how he was just he brought it together. Okay, who is this? Mohammed Reza 0U50 or O or something like that. Okay, that was cute. Boma says zestiest halftime show, even more zestier than Kendrick's bell bottoms. Well, I thought it was extraordinary. We're not going to talk about the halftime show right now. We're talking about Katt Williams. We're talking about the Big Boy interview. We can talk about that, in remaining moments of the show. Katt Williams, he predicted it all. He saw it all coming. He saw this all coming. It was in 2004 and 2024. Excuse me, when the actual interview with Shannon Sharpe took place. And then it took on another role with, the Diddy case when he went to prison. He saw it coming. Cause he's like he knew about Hollyweird. Hollyweird is the weirdest place. There's undercover, D takers. It's real. You're a D taker. Don't be undercover about it. I understand if you're in the closet, do what you gotta do. But don't be, just be out and say who you are. Totally, I'm totally in agreement with that. Katt got beat down by a 12-year-old. When did that happen, Bumba? See, Bumba, even Bumba says just blatant statements. Katt got beaten down by a 12-year-old. No article. No, send me in the email what this 12-year-old was like, who this person was. Just a blatant statement. Like, I'm supposed to just take that. Like, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Okay, why don't you send it to me? There's video, send it to me. Don't just say it, spray it. If there's video, let me know. My email hasn't changed. SkylarSaunders@gmail.com. Come on. Yeah, come on. That's what I'm being real. I'm just being real. Just telling the truth. But Big Boy asked, a few questions. It was in regard to the entertainment business and how there was one moment he really highlighted. He said that he was at the movie theater and he was like at the front at the counter trying to get something, and he was like, he heard a voice behind him and said, I gotta pay for that. And it was Katt Williams. Katt Williams had a big knot. He had a knot, and he ripped off $100, gave it to the cashier, just said, keep the change, and kept it pushing, kept it real. That's what I respect about him. He puts his money where his mouth is, literally almost. But that is a beautiful statement that he has when he does that. Okay, no, send it to my email. Bumba, send it to my email. I'm using my phone. I can't do anything. Send it to my email. Skylar Saunders, SkylerSaunders @gmail.com. I'm gonna look at it. And that's what was That's what was very amazing. It was actually 11-year-old. Oh wow. That's crazy. He also said he was in the Marines too. He said he went through Marine training. I'm trying to believe what Katt is talking about. He said he read 3,000 books. I mean, maybe that could be true. Maybe he maybe just did a little bit of speed reading. I don't know, but Katt seems like a real dude. He seems like one of the real niggas in the game. He doesn't seem like he would be false flagging. He would be being anything but himself. Halo, okay. Just look it up on YouTube. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. I'm looking for it right now. Okay, I'm looking at the footage now. He's playing soccer or something. And it looks like this kid's in his face. And he's laying down on the ground. He's like sitting in a position of with his knees apart and his elbows on his knees. I didn't see any action. I saw no action. I see no action. I didn't see what you're talking about. Let's still take on the topic. No English. Okay. I don't remember any of this. I don't think this isn't legit because I didn't see any action. I didn't see any throws, any blows, or any hands being thrown or anything like that. I call bull crap. I call bull ish. Anyway, back to the interview. The interview was so great. It was an hour long. It delved into his past. It delved into his current projects. His project is coming out right now on Netflix. Something last time, and maybe his last time up there, but it's the last ride or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was extraordinary. He punched the kid and he got jumped. Well, I didn't see that in the video. I just saw him laying back like this, like on his elbows on his knees like that. I didn't see any of that. I want to see credible news reports. I saw a video of him just like this, and the kid in his face. I didn't see any punches thrown or anything like that, any kicks or anything. So I can't. I'm not co-signing that. But Bumba, let's stay on topic. Have you seen the interview yet? It's called Katt Punches Team. That's cute, but have you seen the interview with Big Boy? He's like, no, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the whole point of this effort right now. Is Big Boy Katt Williams. He sat down for an interview. He's not afraid of anybody. He's not scared of anyone. He's totally defiant. He's standing on principle. He's standing on the business of a man. That's extraordinary. That's something that I'm highlighting right now, not the fact that he got some kind of altercation with some 11-year-old. I don't care about that. Nobody cares. Anybody, people who were watching, okay, you can talk all you want in the chat. I'm gonna just keep talking. So Katt Williams sits down. He talks about how he had his journey through comedy, through the entertainment business, and how He feels relaxed. He feels okay. He feels cool because he knew all this was coming down the pike. He knew all this was going to arise. All this talk about, the Epstein files and everything like that. He didn't specifically name them, but that's part of the weird space that entertainment and politicians and some, not all, but some industrialists participate in, and it's just extraordinary. It's very extraordinary. So I think that, for Katt to be so willing to bring to bear all of his different ideals, I thought that was extremely encouraging and powerful, and it really made a resonant, sign for him to be able to bring out his thoughts and think and what he was thinking. And Big Boy is a great interviewer. Like I said, he's very cool, very calm, he's very quiet though. He's like, "Hey Katt, hey Katt, hey Katt," you know. he talked he talked in that kind of like real smooth, kind of cool voice. Um, but it was welcoming. It veered on, almost like a political interview, almost like he was interviewing a politician. It seemed like. Um, I really respected that. I respected his demeanor. I respected his gangster, his ability to guide the conversation, make sure that Katt Williams wasn't badgered. He wasn't trying to make any questions that Katt would have been ducking or anything like that. Um, that's it. So who's this? Moose Minecraft. Hi, Moose Minecraft. Now tell 1,200 people about me. Anyway, um, there's a very powerful statement I think that has to be said about Katt Williams. I mean, he's been in the game decades now, getting good money, good money. That's the thing that they were talking about. But like, so Big Boy was like, "So you're still touring?" He was like, "Yeah." And he didn't say this exactly, but they're like, they're still paying me money. Like that's the reason why I'm on tour. That's the reason why I'm doing this, because I'm trying to get paid. But that's the thing though. A lot of people get so confused, like, oh, it's not about the money, it's not about the income. Yes, it is about the money and the income. It's about your passion, it's about your enthusiasm, but you don't get your passion and enthusiasm until you have something to eat, until you have a roof over your head. And all that costs when you have clothes on your back. You produce to create, and you produce to create to consume. It's a virtuous cycle. It's beautiful. Very beautiful. Bowman said it's all about the Benjamins. Exactly. That's what it's all about. It's all about the money. It's all about the mother money, as Troy Ave would say. Anybody remember Troy Ave? Troy Ave kind of fell off, did he not? Troy Ave was like bubbling. He was about to come up and be the next, superstar. He fell off. He fell off. I can't remember what. I think he was involved in some kind of situation or something. I don't know. But a wise man named Diddy once said, "Uh-oh, Bumba's talk about to quote Diddy. Oh boy, here we go." But Katt Williams, very, very intelligent man. Very intelligent man, thoughtful, Big Boy, also very thoughtful. Troy Ave was about to be the next Kelly. Yeah, keep on with the PCP, Rick James. You just keep on with the PCP. That's all I gotta say, my friend. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He's the next Kells? He's the next Kelly? What, Machine Gun Kelly or R. Kelly? I don't even know what you're talking about. Or Kelly Clarkson. Is there any relation between Katt Williams and Cat Stevens? No, there isn't, Rick James. And it's spelled Katt Williams. And Cat Stevens has an Islamic name now. He has a Muslim name. R. Kelly, maybe? But what were you going to say? A wise man named Diddy once said, what did he once say? Machine Gun R. Kelly. Oh my God. This is extraordinary. But I was very entertained. I was very happy to see two young men of color sit down for a cordial, very professional, business minded kind of interaction. I thought that was really cool to see. Another one was Shannon Sharp. That, like I said, that is going to outweigh this interview because just the energy. The energy was totally different. Katt Williams was like on attack mode on the Shannon Sharp interview. That but this one is like very sedate, very relaxed, very cool, because it was kind of like a victory lap. It was like a victory lap for him because he knew that he was right. He was right the whole time. He was right the whole time. So he doesn't have to worry about being chastised and saying, "Oh no, Diddy didn't do nothing. He ain't had nothing wrong with him. He ain't." Wait a minute. Police reports say that Sean P. Diddy Combs house has been raided. It's been said that Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested. Oh, it says Diddy is in a medium security jailhouse. Was it Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, USA. I gotta mention that. I can't believe Diddy never got a halftime show in the late '90s. I can kind of believe it, but I think he did. In a way, he did. He had a halftime show. I think in 2000 or 2001. It was one of those. There was like a combination. It was like Nelly, Diddy, and somebody else. I can't remember who else it was. I can't remember all of them. Yeah, so I think let me make sure. Let me see. Okay, so it wasn't 2000. It was 2001. I'm looking for it right now, because it still has to do with Diddy and Katt Williams is forever going to be tied to Diddy. It was. Yes, it was the infamous one. What is that? 38? Super Bowl 38, 2004. Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, P. Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, and Jessica Simpson. That and he wasn't even like the main one. The main one was Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson because she removed her and showed her little hooter, her little boobie, her black woman boobie. Excuse me. Green Day pre-show was. I disagree with you. I thought it was pretty on point. I like Green Day. Green Day's in my top 5 rock of my era. Like there's people in my era that are different than my dad's era. My dad's era, the number 1 for me is Rush. Number 2, I'm gonna try to do it backward. I'm gonna try to do it this way. I'm trying to do a top 5. Top 5. 5 is Queen. 4 is Eagles. 3 is Who. 2 is Pink Floyd. 1 is Rush. That's my breakdown for bands. But I have a different era. I would say like number 5 is like Blink 182. Number 4 is like System of a Down. Number 3 is like Green Day. Number 2 is like, let me see, Linkin Park. I guess. I mean, they have that rap rock stuff. I don't know. It's weird, but and then they have and number 1 would be White Stripes. Yeah, I'm no. Those are my personal greatest. The best bands are probably number 5 Eagles, number 4 Queen, number 3 Who, number 2 Rolling Stones, number 1 the Beatles. That's probably the 5 greatest bands of all time. Oh, and you know what? Number 6 is Led Zeppelin for both of them because that just slipped my memory. Nothing more punk rock than Super Bowl corporate sponsorships. Those dudes straight posers, and I thought the singer was leaving America permanently. Sir, can you sing a little bit of Take It Easy by Eagles? No. I like System of a Down and Rush. Yeah, I love System of a Down. I love Rush. They're great. But I have different, like I have for female rappers and male rappers and the greatest rappers. Like my favorite rappers are totally different from the greatest rappers. My favorite rappers are number 5, Mouse of Clips. Number 4, Big Boy of Outkast. Number 3, Jadakiss. Number 2, Twista. Number 1, Master P. That's just my favorite. 5 greatest hip hop rapper, hip hop stars for this greatness level. It's like 5 number is probably Rakim, 4 is probably KRS-One, 3 is probably Nas, 2 is probably Eminem, 1 is probably Jay-Z. That's how I go right now. That's where I am right now. That's where I am right now. And I know I didn't say Tupac or Biggie because they're not in that same realm. They're not in that same realm. And we have to distinguish between BIGBOI and BIGBOY because this story is talking about both. I'm talking about both of them during the story. What about Korn? Korn, yeah, Korn. I mean, that's the thing with Korn, Limp Bizkit, and Linkin Park. They had the rap, rock, kind of idealism. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, Limp Bizkit, they I love the Method Man and Fred Durst, their rap, that was cool. I like that. That was cool. I like that. And Limp Bizkit was one of the formidable acts when I was coming up and doing the MTV Classic, one of the end of the classic era when they actually showed MTV videos. Now I look like an old man. Oh, did you remember when they had videos on MTV? Oh my goodness, good gracious. Could you imagine that? Videos played on MTV. Could you see it? I'm from the same county as Bizkit. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Yeah, but System of a Down was like they just kind of fizzled. I don't know what happened. They had some kind of internal fighting or something like that. I don't know. But let me wrap up this story. Katt Williams, big boy, strong interview. Not going to get as many views as the Club Shay Shay. When Katt was he must have been on one. I'm not saying he was on drugs or anything. He must have been just he took a shot at Sus 500 or something like that. He was feeling no Diddy, but he was feeling himself. Same as FPJ. Okay, System of Down scared. What do you say? He's scared? Oh, scared me. I always missed the other part. System of Down. Yeah, they had great vocals. They were great. Let me see. Are they even active still? They're still active. They're present from 2000. They went from 94 to 06, then to 2010 to present. So they're still performing. They're still going. Serge Tankian. He is from Beirut, Lebanon. He was born in Beirut, Lebanon. He has ancestry to the cities of Tortoil, Kayseri, Tokat, and Urfa, all which are in modern today Turkey. And he's 58. God damn, I'm an old man. He's 58 with gray in his beard. I remember this thing was coming out with like a straight black. He had a long black beard, goatee kind of thing. Yeah, some crazy shit, man. But anyway, The drummer is a Trump support. Okay. Doesn't take away from his talent. You can vote for whoever you want. I'm just against Trump. But anyway, so this Katt Williams, Big Boy, go see it. It's on YouTube. Or if it's not on YouTube, there's a clip that you can see on World Star and enjoy it. All right. Gotta get to Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco's dropping game. Dropping mad game for the people with game, with wisdom, with philosophy, with common sense. That's why it's called self-esteem. Nobody can take away your self-esteem. That's why the point is called self-esteem. It's your esteem you have for yourself. Other people can esteem you, and they can have their own opinion of you, but you have to be the one that says you're for your own self. So what I'm saying is, this is a great opportunity for Ocho Cinco to get back into the mainstream of ideas. If he still isn't, I think he has a broadcast on YouTube. I think he has one, but he was saying this is a very simple idea, very true and clear cut. He said, date women who have at least 2 kids. Date women who have at least 2 kids, single mothers, because they're always going to have food in the house and they have structure and discipline. Because they have to feed their babies, or Child Protective Services are going to come and take their children from them. So this is a very important thing. Jojo P Players Roblox. This okay. And then he was saying it was this high, or is that hill? I can't tell I think it's high. But you know he had the audacity to say, you know, that he wanted to have the time to take out on women who have children. Raising another man's kids? Hell no. No, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see any problem with that. You raising another man's kids? There's nothing wrong with that. You can play daddy for a little while. That's all that matters. And the other thing is, like, you can, like I said, there's always gonna be structure and discipline coming that way. So I think it's very important for men, for gentlemen, to understand the facets of dating women with children. I'm just gonna go back on my experience. I dated one woman who had a child. She was really cool. I even had Thanksgiving at her house. It was really cool. It was awesome. It was really cool. Yes, that's not spam, Jojo. That's not spam. But you know, she was really cool, and there was always snacks and drinks and stuff like the house, and everything was cool. Everything was fine. We watched movies together. It was cool. You know, and she had to take care of her child. And her child now is like 18 years old, which makes me like, can't believe it. It's like I met him when he was 3. So, you know, just the timing is crazy. You know, when I first met her, the hairstyle she had, I thought she was like in her mid to late 30s. But she was really just 23. She was only 23. I was, what was I? Goddamn, was I 22? Yeah, I was 22. She was a year older than me. But yeah, and then I had one girlfriend who I'm going to just nickname her Eve. You know, after we got done rustle and tussle in the bedroom, I said, could you make me a sandwich? She got up, went to the kitchen, grabbed an apple, and handed it to me. I said, this is a mess. This is like in the garden. They never say the fruit. They never say the specific type of fruit. They only say that the fruit of the tree of knowledge. So I felt like, okay, this is kind of fitting. This is my first sexual experience. I've never lost my virginity. I've only had sexual experiences. I hate that term for men to lose their virginity because there's no virgin men. You ever heard in history in times. Oh, Virgin Jesus. You don't ever hear Virgin Jesus because first of all, you can't verify that he wasn't a that he was a virgin. Second of all, it's not for men. If they use the word maiden, which is a synonym for virgin, then nobody would even use the title. So people just say the virgin. It's stuck in pop culture as the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin attests to. So that's the reality of that. But then I had another girlfriend. She was really cool. We went on a date. We went on, we went to see I Am Legend. She was really very shy, very quiet, kind of girl. She was very, to herself. She didn't have kids at the time, but she has kids now. She has two kids, two boys, and she's doing her thing as a teacher, and it's really cool. It's really cool. I'm glad for her. She has a master's degree, I think. So that's pretty awesome. Another girl, another girlfriend. She she was good for not cooking, not cleaning, not anything like that. She was really smart. She was extremely smart. She went to an Ivy League university. Very intelligent young woman. I appreciate her time with me. She jailbroke my phone. I still have episodes of Star Trek on there because of that. You got your numbers by saying you're Neo. They actually came to me. All of them came to me. I'm not trying to say I'm a Magic Don Juan or something like that. They came to me. First one came to me. She was, she phoned me. I was at the front door at this box store. She was a cashier. She phoned me. We started talking on the phone, and that was our thing. And then she went into the service, and then she we kind of like we went to the service. And we were on leave at the time, and then we went on a date, and we just kind of broke up at that point. But that she came to me. The second one, she really came to me. She was like touching and feeling and stuff like that while I'm talking to doing the job. I'm like, wait, you can't be touched. I brought her to the. We were on the floor. We were on the floor with the Starbucks, the cappuccino maker and all that, and the station for the frappuccinos and everything like that. And she's over here touching me and smelling me and stuff like that. I'm like, all right. I took her to the back of the kitchen and I said, look, you can't be touching on me. We can do this a whole lot more, afterwards in my car or something like that. We can do that. Nothing wrong with that. But she came on to me. Third, girlfriend came to me. I was trying to buy an iPhone. It was like iPhone, I don't know, 3, iPhone 4, or something like that. Not even. And then she slid me her. This is a weird thing. She's like, it was ironic because she slid me her number. I think it was because she had a card. She had a business card, and that's like in the early era, the late era of the business card. I don't think people even give business cards anymore. They give out QR codes. But she was so invested in me. She was like, you know what? You're gonna be my last boyfriend. I was like, whoa, let's slow that down. Let's slow down. Yeah, I can't do the last boyfriend thing. She, and she didn't want me to touch her. She was like, watch where your hands are. I was like, all right. So she was a virgin, I think. I'm pretty sure she was a virgin. She had no, ideals for, sexual, companionship or anything like that. Then the fourth one, I had to approach her, but the thing was, she brought me back. Because look, this is the thing that happened. We were at a concert. Odd Future, and I go up to her and say, I'm smelling her hair. I'm saying, like, you got some sexy ass hair. You smell good. And she's like, thanks, and everything like that. And, the music came on. We're dancing, and then this dude comes up to me like, why don't you, find another place to be or something like that. I'm just like, has she said no? I just stood up and said, has she said no? The guy backed down, and I just turned around to go, and she was like, no, come back. So I was like that. I was like, so she wants me more than I want her. So that's all four serious relationships I had. All right, so that's all. Get to turn back to Ocho Cinco. He has a really great point. He has an excellent point. He says that people that women who have children have to have a certain structure, have to have a certain discipline to their lives. They have to know what to make for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or the snacks in between, the amount of intake of sugary drinks, or how many drinks they can have on an average, and see how much they can do with that. That's the good part about it. Getting down to Yonkers, I don't even know what that means. Are you talking about Odd Future? Getting down to Yonkers. You talking about Tyler the Creator? I don't know what you're talking about, Bumba. You gotta explain yourself a little bit more. But yeah, so um it's very powerful to know that you have to have game in this life. That gives you life. Your game, the way you maneuver, the way you handle yourself, the way you're able to um I don't want to say manipulate. Manipulate has a negative connotation, but to finesse a situation. That's the best way. So that's the best way you finesse a situation, is that you clearly show how much you value your own worth, your own self. Never mind whether somebody values you, whether you value yourself, because that's all you have in this life is you. And then if you want other people to be companions and friends and acquaintances and stuff like that, and still hold on to your family, because you can say no, I don't deal with family like that. You're born into your family. If you have a family, you're born into it, and you don't have a choice over whoever you are. That's so weird about cousins. Cousins is a strange thing, because they're your first friends, but you know 10, 20, 30 years down the line, they can become enemies, or just indifferent individuals. But I'm saying a lot to say that I really enjoyed the idea of yeah, like yay. What do you mean like yay? See now, Bumble, you're talking in code. What the hell? You're talking in you're talking in like a cipher. I don't know what, but but I just thought that was like a really great observation. He was like, "There you go. The women are gonna know the discipline of having snacks and food and stuff like that. And she's gonna cook. She's gonna know how to do all that stuff, because she's got to raise these children. And I know it's a microwave age, and there's microwave queens all over the place, but it is. Oh, okay, gotcha. You have to explain to my dumb ass. You just say yay. Well, that's everything. That's Jesus walks up to what Donda. You just say gay. I'm like cousins. I'm like okay. Oh, okay, got you. And what's that fat nigga's name? Davey. What was his name? Dave something. But yeah, so Dave Blunts. That's his name. Yeah, Dave Blunts. Yeah, he wrote that song. But yeah, I think that's such a glaring piece of game that Ocho Cinco just dropped for free. He dropped that for free. He dropped that super bit of game, talking about females that have children, and you're able to raise, and you may not even raise them. I didn't raise the boy. I didn't change a single diaper. I've never changed a diaper in my life, to be honest with you. Well, actually, I have. I actually changed one diaper one time. That was it, and it wasn't even like it was serious. She blew like the North. Oh man, oh, I'm not even gonna repeat that. That was crazy. But yeah. So yeah, I just think Ocho Cinco was on point with that. He had great game and wisdom to drop, and I sincerely appreciate that one gentleman to another. In this field, as a heterosexual, you know, um, understanding the difference between just saying that you got game and knowing that you do have game. That's the difference. Because you don't walk around with your chest out boasting, I have game, I have game. You just prove it. You just show it in your actions. And you resist being a simp at all costs. Simping is at an all-time high, I think, right now. It's like if it was a stock market, to be it would be traded at a high level, you know. So I just I'm very appreciative of Ocho Cinco. I'm gonna try to see if I can look it on online. Hold on, I'm gonna put this on mute for just a second. Hold on. All right, I'm back. This is a story that's actually has almost resurfaced. It started in February of 2000 of last year, in 2025, but he reiterated it on a street walk. I guess almost like TMZ style. You know how they're walking down the street and then there's cameras. They're trail. Walking in front of them. What is it? But he had this distinction of dating women with kids because he's like, you know what? You gonna wake up in the middle of the night, you gonna make, I just want something to snack on. You want a Capri Sun and you want a Lunchable. you want a turkey sandwich with cheese and the bread and the cuss cut off. What do y'all know about the cuss cut off? That's the reality. I mean, I'm just thinking about it. It's just because they want the girl, the female, the woman, the girl, the lady. What? Because not all women are ladies, as Mr. Choice Terrain has always asserted. But the girlfriend, she's gonna want to go out to eat. That's what happened to me. I would admit I took her but it was my idea. It was my idea. Let's go. I was like, let's go to get some sushi first, and we got some sushi, and before we got, I think it was another sushi spot, like two or three sushi spots around the area, and It was all good. It was cool. I mean, I dropped money on it, but it was my idea. I didn't let her even look at me when she wanted to get a cup of coffee. If it's my idea, I'll pay for it. If it's your idea, it's on you. It's on you're on your own. But that's the way you have to be. You have to be strength. You have to have a spine. You have to have a backbone made of titanium or vibranium. You got to be strong with it. You got to be strong with it. You can't just look at, the situation and say, oh, woe is me. I can't find any girl with, kids. I'm not going to be able to find anyone like that. No, it's like single women, kids. She's got to have some kind of employment or some kind of income coming in somehow. Maybe from the government, maybe not. But she's got a degree. She's probably has a pretty good jobs, a pretty good workplace, and you have to really respect that. But this is old. I didn't think this is new. I mean, I didn't think this was old. This is actually new. What am I saying? I didn't think this was. Yeah, I didn't think this was old. This is actually not old. What am I saying? What am I? I'm letting these words fight me. This is actually old. I thought it was new. Okay. I'm a pimp, not a simp. Keep the dope fiends higher than the Goodyear blimp. Is that from I'm a baller? Wanna be a baller? Is that from that? I'm a pimp, not a simp. Keep the dope fiends higher than the Goodyear blimp. I have to look that up. Oh, that's 3 6 Mafia. Okay. Oh, we eat so many shrimp. I got iodine poisoning. That was Pimp C. Pimp C saying that. Okay. Sipping on some scissor. Sipping on some sipping on some scissor. Yeah, that's classical music right there. That's classical music. Yeah. I mean, I'm careful now, but like in my other days when I could eat anything and my metabolism would hold on, I could eat anything and everything. I wouldn't gain an ounce. Wouldn't gain an ounce. I had a flat stomach. Didn't have a six pack, but I had a flat stomach. I had a little bit of muscle, a little bit of tone. I still have muscle and tone now, but it was a different world. It was totally different than what it is now. I'm at 202 again. I was down to 195. That was the closest I got to 190. Was 195. I'm gonna get there again today because I didn't eat anything but banana pudding smoothie, sardines, and nuts. That's all I had all day, and I feel satisfied. I feel like I ate enough. And that's what's so cool about women. Women, traditionally have been the cooks, have been the ones that make meals. But like my dad, my father, he was the one that made the meal. He made full holiday meals as well as everyday meals. So I don't have an excuse not to be a good cook. I can cook for my own self. And it's because of my dad. My dad was able to show me how to create these meals. I remember when we used to get steaks. We used to get T-bone steaks from oh goddamn, I can't remember what the name of it is. Murray's Steaks. I remember that. I used to get those. We used to get those steaks from Murray's. T-bone steaks. They were so delicious. My dad seasoned them just right with the salt and pepper. Just man, what did your family think of Bad Bunny? Everybody thought it was pretty good. I mean, for the performance was great. We don't understand what he was saying, but the performance was great. It was excellent. I thought it was excellent. I'll give kudos, salute to Bad Bunny. It was a good performance. So I just, stay on target with knowing, myself, and knowing, how I want to be perceived because of my own actions, because of my own thoughts and words and deeds. Oh my God, they needed Gigi or Big Lurch. One is dead and the other one's in jail. So what are you talking about, Bumba? What are you talking about? What are you saying, my friend? I don't know what you're saying. They needed Dave Blunts. Let Dave Blunts do a Super Bowl. The day Dave Blunts does the Super Bowl, man, I'm gonna be a trillionaire. Dave Blunts will never do a Super Bowl. I'm telling you that right now. Dave Blunts will never do a Super Bowl ever. It's just not going to happen. Dave Blunts is the biggest rapper of all time. I think you're saying literally, like weight-wise, like colossal. Like he is pretty hefty. There have been hefty rappers. Rappers 400 pounds. I think he's like 600 pounds or something, right? Where's the Ozempic? Where's the Wegovy? Come on now. It's a new era. But no, it's all about game. I have game. I said you don't have to say you have game, but you have to know you do, and I know I do, because that's self-esteem. Other people say, nigga, you ain't got no game. You ain't got no game. Anybody can say anything about that to you, but it's not gonna happen in your life if you actually have it. And in all my relationships, I've been able to exhibit it and show them the path. I've been able to give them guidance. I give women older than me guidance. He raps on stage on a giant couch. Yeah, I think I've seen that. When he's in Texas or something like that. Isn't he from Texas? Oh, excuse me. He's from Iowa. He was born in Salt Lake City. Excuse me, not from Texas. He reminds me of a rapper from Texas, though. He's got some releases though. It's crazy. A lot of EPs. He's got 4 studio albums. A stage job would cause tragedies. I don't think you'd be able to get up to do a stage dive, to be honest with you. But Ocho Cinco, this is an updated story, I guess you can say, because it's like a story that already happened a year ago, almost a year ago. And he's just, depending on how you see it. Depending on how you see it, it's a totally different world. A stage I was causing. That's weird but true. That is very true. But hey, I would like to thank everybody that showed up for today's show. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Thank you, Bumba. Thank you, Rick James. Thank you, everybody that came in the rush. And I will see you sometime tomorrow. Look up the Katt Williams and Big Boy interview. It's very, very cool, very relaxed, very subtle, and not in your face, and but it's very strong at the same time. So I appreciate you again. Thank you very much. Take care.